Hey guys, I decided that this will be like a good little video since I haven't been active on this account at all. I'm going to take you guys on a journey, right? This journey is going to be building something I've never built before. This is going to be something I'm going to learn on my own with help of other friends. The whole purpose of this and kind of like recording the whole journey is like to kind of prove to myself and to everybody that you don't need anything. You don't need extravagant amounts of money. You don't need extravagant amounts of like help either. You just really know, like, basically the whole point of this is just to make it an awesome thing. Like, that's all it is. Like, behind everything, I just wanted people to have fun. So today, well, along these series of videos, it's holding myself accountable, right? But I also want to give a sense of like a journey to any entrepreneur or anybody really, like any kid or any young adult or whoever, right? A sense that you can build something out of nothing, right? Like you can do it no matter what. So I'm going to talk about like the idea, right? All right. So basically the idea is I want to start a car brand, and not just like any other car brand. And I know this sounds so cliche, like everybody has started a car brand already, like whatever, right? I also kind of want to like, the business model is going to be like kind of like a country club, like where you sign up, you get all the benefits and all these extracurriculars. Same thing here. So using my connections with models, venues, other photographers, other videographers, mechanic shops, barbers, merch, clothing stores, things like that. Like I really want to make like a network of all these places that I've over the years have accumulated into one spot, right? So like the 16-year-old kid that just got their first G35 or 350Z doesn't have to go through that phase of like plasti dip and hubcaps, right? They can actually go into like, hey, I know these other people also like cars, so let me go to this barbershop, get a nice cut, also get my work done, my car stuff done there, have a shoot with a photographer that I know is gonna be like giving me good work and reasonable prices and things like that. Like kind of like that country club style. But at the same time, like I want it to be very exclusive. Like one of the biggest problems that I see is brands being placed on builds that don't really make sense. No hate, right? Like absolutely no hate. But here's where I'm still working it out. Like the idea is that, do I want to help people start out or do I want to help people grow? And those are two very, very different things. Starting out is like starting from scratch. So you're gonna go through those phases of like, where's this car gonna go? Like, is it gonna be performance? Is it going to be a showcase ready car? Is it something I want to drift? Is it something that I just want it to look there, look pretty? Can I daily it? Is it something in my price range, right? I have to take into considerations all these different variables from my audience and what they can do, right? One of the biggest problems that I see with car brands, and not just like my local ones, but like all around, like Lowered Empire and things like that, is they sponsor everybody just for the sake of marketing. And like, I get it, right? Like I'm a very big believer of all publicity is good publicity until it's not. One of the biggest things that I see in my local brands is there's a local brand here that I absolutely love. I know the owner, he's very good people. Like he's done a million things for me. Problem is that I see his brand or logo on builds that don't really, I'm just gonna blunt out and say it, that aren't good. They're not lowered, they're stock, they have an ugly color, they have mismatched panels. And like, I am a big believer of like, go have fun in the process, but don't show off until you're done. What do I mean by that? I mean it as, go to meets, right? Talk to people. You never know who you might meet, who you might need in the future, whatever. If your car isn't ready yet, mismatched panels, the wrap hasn't gotten here yet, your wheels aren't here yet, still go to meets because you never know, right? Don't go starting the car accounts. Don't go flexing and hashtagging and all that, making sad boy reels. You know what I'm talking about. Unless your car already looks decent enough. Like there's nothing wrong with showing the progress, but I don't appreciate, and I feel like a lot of people misunderstand like what I'm about to say. There's a difference between making content and then showing off. Very, very big difference. Making content is the type of using a trending sound, explaining on camera, kind of showing like, hey, this is what I did, this is what I'm doing, this is the plan, this is the result, how it's going. Showing off is the, oh, look how fucking low I am. I have a G35 or whatever. And I'm slandering the VQ community because I drive a VQ. To make things matters worse, I drive an automatic. So I'm not going to show off that I'm driving an automatic, or I'm not going to argue people that an automatic is faster than a manual, because it doesn't fucking matter, because it's something that I'm not putting work into. I know that if I want good, reliable power, I'm going to have to switch transmissions. I know that if I want something quick and fast, I can either boost the Z, but it'll never beat a Corvette. The power that a Corvette can make is nothing compared to a Z. Now, do I want to engine swap and pour tens of thousands of dollars into this car? No, because I know I can get even bigger results starting at a better platform. And people just can't, they don't want to lose that sense of hope. The point is that I'm trying to make is, the idea for building the brand is that I want to selectively choose people that already I can see the vision, I see they're dedicated, and I see that they're doing it right. What does that look like? It looks very much so kind of like a prestigious status. Now, how do I make a brand prestigious without affecting all these other variables and what people may think? Because believe it or not, like, here's some background. I have 3 degrees. Entrepreneurship, small business management, and accounting. I'm using all of those things, and I currently work in finance. And one of the things that I'm trying to branch into is marketing. And one of the biggest things about marketing is like the public opinion is, and like where you stand about that, because that can definitely affect your worth, your value, your preconceived value. Like, it affects everything, right? And it also depends on how you portray yourself. I know I don't have the best Z in the world, nor the fastest, nor the lowest. It is something that I like to think, and at least in this state, nobody has ever done before. Nor in this country, because I know the only other person that has a similar setup is like in Europe, and the other one is in Australia, which, shout out to you, Jordan. But regardless, with this brand, I really wanted help from so many people. Like, I know some people that make merch very, very well. I know another person that does wraps very, very well. I know that other people make banners and stickers and graphic design, photographers, videographers, barbers, restaurants, taco shops, the list goes on, that every car person is very much knows about these things. So I want to bring all of that into a collective, into a community that everybody shares, or at least has something in common, which is cars. Now, it's going to be very difficult trying to build this, which is why I'm recruiting so many friends saying like, hey, I need this, I need that. And that's why I'm like starting to really branch out of my comfort zone and really like, hey, let's do this, let's do that. It's cringy because you don't have the numbers. It's actually kind of insane how much you can justify just by having followers. Like, that number on an Instagram page really changes the perspective of if something is cringy or if something is cool. Like, hear me out. You see a Honda Civic with underglow. Your immediate thought, Ricer, looks shit. But this person has 250,000 followers. Now I say, Honda Civic driver with 250,000 followers, sponsored by and has underglow. You're thinking, the build must be nice, well taken care of, it must have something quick, whatever. Like, your perspective changes, and that's what I want to bring into this brand. I want this brand to grow significantly and exponentially. I want this brand to really lock into this kind of like this view of like, it's wanted, but we need to maneuver this market to my favor, which is something I need to learn along the way. I know this is not very like car oriented right now, but the whole foundation of it is. So this is more of like the behind the scenes of like a business perspective of something that I've been kind of like planning and building for the past like month, just for the reason of like, I need people. I told myself one way that I can hold myself accountable is like making sure that I have the content, making sure that I'm vlogging it, because if I'm on camera, I kind of have like this expectation of, even if nobody watches it, I just have this expectation in my head that I need to get shit done. So all in all, this is going to be a long journey. So today is like December 20th. So realistically, if I want to build and achieve something, I really want to start doing it now for the spring and summer season, because there's only like not really a lot going on right now during the winter, but I feel like I can accomplish a lot behind the scenes. That way, when it is like popping out, I do have a strong backup, a strong foundation, and a strong following to where it doesn't look like I'm speaking to nobody. This whole thing, I am speaking to nobody, basically. At least that's what it feels like, unless the one random 2 people will watch it. I know this is a long yap session, but basically, I'm going to call this Exodus. Because I feel like if whatever you do, you should probably have God behind it in some way, shape, or form. And I think that we're seeing a shift within the car community becoming a little bit more religious in some aspects. I hate to say it, but it used to just be hentai, anime, big turbos, car parts, Suicide Boys. And I'm a fan of Suicide Boys, but even them at a certain point are like, I think their last tour was like very more focused on having fun and kind of being appreciative of like what's going on, right? Like you don't want to be stuck in this depressed state. You don't want to be like, you know, thinking these bad thoughts. Now, I'm not like the biggest like G59 fan, or I don't know what you call him, but oh my God, that's my boy Mo with a 435i. Funny story, I wrecked into him and now we're like best friends. I know this is a long yap session, but stay along for this journey called Exodus. That's what I'm gonna be calling it. I have so many friends that I wanna say thank you for believing in me. Thank you for saying, dude, I wanna be a part of this. Like, thank you. Like, I truly thank you. And you guys know who you are, the people that are even working with me now. Like, life has been shit. So thank you. Honestly, legitimately, thank you. So again, drive safe. Don't do anything stupid. I'll see you guys whenever I upload the next one.